Good day, everyone. We, the Group 2, will discuss our report about Asian ethical traditions, harmony, and balance.
Ethics and Religions, Ethics of Religions. Asian ethical traditions, deeply rooted in history and philosophy, have played a central role in shaping Asia's moral landscape for centuries. These traditions emphasize harmony and balances guiding principles for individuals, community, and societies. This discussion explores their enduring significance in an increasingly interconnected world. Asian ethical traditions encompass a diverse range of philosophies, religions, and cultural practices, including Confucianism, Buddhism, Taoism, and indigenous belief systems. Each tradition offers a unique perspective on navigating the complexities of human existence while pursuing moral excellence. Harmony, a central concept in Asian ethics, goes beyond conflict avoidance to encompass holistic equilibrium in life. It encourages balance within oneself, in relationships, and with the natural world, fostering unity and interconnectedness. Balance is another cornerstone of Asian ethics, symbolized by yin and yang in Taoism. It guides ethical decision making with moderation, fairness, and recognition of interconnectedness.
Understanding Asian ethical traditions is vital in our globalized world, promoting intercultural dialogue, tolerance, and respect, facilitating diverse perspectives, and fostering a more inclusive and harmonious global society. This discussion delves into key ethical principles, explores their influence on religious beliefs, and discusses ethical dilemmas when Asian ethical principles intersect with life, aiming to appreciate their wisdom and inspire ethical living worldwide.
Here are some importance of understanding Asian ethical traditions in the context of religions. Understanding Asian ethical traditions within region is essential for several reasons. 1. Cultural sensitivity. In a diverse, interconnected world, appreciating the connection between Asian ethical traditions and religious beliefs is crucial to avoid misunderstanding and cultural insensitivity. Cultural diversity helps develop and enrich our lives in ways we may not always recognize. Through exposure to different cultures, traditions, and beliefs, we begin to appreciate different perspectives, ways of living, and experiences that we would have been exposed to prior. Number 2 is interfaith dialogue. Many Asian societies practice religious pluralism, requiring understanding of ethical underpinnings for meaningful interfaith dialogues and cooperation among religious communities. Interfaith dialogue can unlock the power of religious traditions and provide the inspiration, guidance, and validation necessary for population to move toward non-violent means of conflict resolution. Number 3. Global citizenship. To engage empathetically with people from diverse cultural backgrounds, understanding their ethical values is essential contributing to global citizenship. Global citizenship helps young people to build their own understanding of world events, think about their values and what's important to them, take learning into the real world. Ethical dilemmas. In multicultural contexts, individuals may face ethical dilemmas involving diverse beliefs. Knowledge of Asian ethical tradition aids in respectful resolution. It is worth noting that ethical dilemmas are useful in that they can reveal the need for deeper reflection and deliberation about the consequences of our actions, which is how we are meant to develop ethical rules, principles, and guidelines in the first place.
Number 5. Promoting tolerance. Stereotypes and misunderstanding can breed discrimination. Knowledge of these traditions counter prejudice and foster inclusivity. 6. Cultural enrichment. Asian ethical traditions offer insights into human nature and morality, enriching cultural knowledge and providing universal perspective on ethics. 7. Global problem solving. Addressing global challenges like environmental sustainability and social justice requires cross-cultural cooperation. Understanding Asian ethics aids in these efforts. 8. Ethical leadership. Global leaders benefit from knowing ethical principles guiding societies and forming responsible leadership on the world stage. 9. Personal growth. Learning different ethical traditions encourages self-reflection and broadens ethical perspectives.
Definition of ethics in Asian tradition. Ethics in Asian tradition encompasses moral and philosophical principle guiding human conduct, relationship, and societal well-being. While principles vary across tradition, common trends define Asian ethics. First, harmony. Asian ethics seek harmony with other nature and the universe. It aligns thoughts, action, and intention to minimize discord. 2. Virtue. Cultivation of moral virtues like compassion, honesty, and integrity leads to moral excellence. 3. Balance. Asian ethics balance opposing force, promoting moderation, fairness, and recognition of interconnectedness. 4. Duty and responsibility. Fulfilling rules and obligation within family, society, and profession is central to Asian ethics. 5. Respect for tradition. Honoring tradition, customs, and ancestor reinforce cultural and ethical heritage. 6. Spiritual growth. Ethical behavior aligned with spiritual growth and enlightenment, involving practice like meditation and self-reflection. 7. Non-harming. Buddhism and Jainism emphasize refraining from harming all living beings, promoting compassion. 8. Environmental ethics. Some traditions advocate living in harmony with nature and practicing responsible stewardship.
Exploration of gay ethical principles in Asian traditions. Asian ethical principles guide virtuous and harmonious living. Gay principles include: first, harmony and balance, maintaining equilibrium in life's aspects, seeking unity and equilibrium. Second, right action, making morally sound decisions aligned with the greater good. Third, filial piety, respecting, caring for, and honoring ancestor and family values. Fourth, compassion and loving kindness, cultivating empathy and reducing suffering. Fifth, non-violence, advocating non-harming of all living beings. 6. Duty and responsibility, fulfilling roles and obligations diligently. 7. Humility, valuing modesty, self-effacement, and respect for others. 8. Mindfulness, being fully present, promoting self-awareness and self-control. 9. Simplicity, embracing minimalism, reducing desires and attachment. And lastly, environmental ethics, living in harmony with nature, practicing sustainable stewardship. This principle guide virtuous living promoting personal and societal well-being.
Examples of key ethical principles from different ancient traditions. Confucianism. It is an ancient Chinese belief system which focuses on the importance of personal ethics and morality and is one of the most influential religious philosophies in the history of China, and it has existed for over 2,500 years. In Confucianism, filial piety emphasizes respecting and caring for family, fostering familial and societal harmony. Duty and responsibility guide individuals in fulfilling social roles, contributing to the community's well-being. Rituals and propriety reinforce values like respect and propriety in social settings. The golden rule of Confucianism is, do not do unto others what you would not want others to do unto you. Buddhism. It is one of the world's largest religions and originated 2,500 years ago in India. Buddhists believe that the human life is one of suffering and that meditation, spiritual and physical labor, and good behavior are the ways to achieve enlightenment or nirvana. Buddhism emphasizes compassion and loving kindness, cultivating empathy and altruism. The five precepts, including nonviolence and honesty, guide ethical conduct. The five precepts are the Buddhist version of a code of conduct or rules to help people behave in a moral and ethical way. These five precepts are: first, refrain from taking life, which means not killing any living being. For Buddhists, this includes animals, so many Buddhists choose to be vegetarian. Second, refrain from taking what is not given, which means not stealing from anyone. Third, refrain from the misuse of the senses, which means not having too much sensual pleasure. For example, not looking at people in a lustful way or committing adultery. Fourth, refrain from wrong speech, which means not lying or gossiping about other people. And lastly, refrain from intoxicants that cloud the mind, which means not drinking alcohol or taking drugs, as these do not help you think clearly. The Noble Eightfold Path offers principles for right action, promoting virtuous living. The Eightfold Path is the path to liberation from samsara. First is the right view. It is the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths, which means the view which will lead us to truth and liberation. Second, right resolve is to be resolved on renunciation, the wish to be freed from suffering, resolve on freedom. Third is the right speech, which means to abstain from false, divisive, and harsh speech, as well as idle chatter. Next is the right action. It is more than simply holding the intention of causing no harm to ourselves and others, but ensure that what we are doing physically does not cause harm to any sentient beings. This means an avoidance of killing, injury, stealing, and sexual misconduct. Right livelihood. For monastics is to live from the donations of others and never take more than one needs. Next is right effort, which means to diligently cultivate good qualities and to abandon non-virtuous thoughts and actions. Right mindfulness means to remain mindful of the body and feelings, consciousness, and mental phenomena while abandoning attachment and aversion. And lastly, right concentration, which means to remain withdrawn from our senses and focus upon the object of our meditation while we practice. These 8 principles serve more as guides than 8 steps to follow in order. We aim to apply them throughout our lives.
The wisdom underscores harmony with the Tao and simplicity, aligning with nature's flows and embracing minimalism. Non-interference promotes ethical action without forcing outcomes. It disapproves of killing, stealing, lying, and promiscuity, and promotes helpful and kindly behavior. Taoists believe such good behavior is an essential part not only of self-improvement but of improving the world as a whole. Cultivate the Tao within oneself and one's virtue will be perfected. In Hinduism, Dharma encompasses duty and righteousness, varying with age, caste, and role. Yamas and niyamas outline ethical principles such as truthfulness and self-discipline. Karma and reincarnation link action with future lives. Dharma is basically a code of moral conduct and duties and is regarded as one of the most important truths sought by individuals in their lifetime. It is linked with righteousness and responsibility and is sometimes viewed as living in accordance with one's caste traditions among Buddhist Dharma. It the ultimate reality, the eternal truth to which Buddha was awakened. Ethical principles deeply inform religious practices, reinforcing values and guiding ethical reflection. Ethics is a branch of philosophy that aims to answer the basic question, what should I do? It's a process of reflection in which people's decisions are shaped by their values, principles, and purpose, rather than unthinking habits, social conventions, or self-interest. Our values, principles, and purpose are what give us a sense of what's good, right, and meaningful in our lives. They serve as a reference point of all the possible courses of action we could choose. On this definition, an ethical decision is one made based on reflection about the thing we think are important and that is consistent with those beliefs.
Exploration of the intertwining of ethics and religious beliefs. Religious practices serves as opportunities for ethical reflection, fostering spiritual and moral growth. Ethics and religious beliefs are intertwined in many Asian traditions. First is Buddhism. Karma, tied to unethical actions, influences rebirth. The Noble Eightfold Path guides ethical living and spiritual progress. The Five Precepts, recited daily, reinforce ethical commitments. Second is Confucianism. Filial piety is a religious and ethical concept maintaining family bonds. Rituals and propriety express ethical values and social norms. Moral development and self-cultivation are integral to Confucian practice. Third is Hinduism. Dharma, a religious and ethical concept, guides duty and righteousness. Yajnas and pujas express gratitude and self-discipline. Ahimsa, rooted in religious beliefs, promotes non-violence. Taoism. Harmony with the Tao is central, aligning with nature's flow. Simplicity and minimalism reflect ethical values. Wu Wei promotes ethical action in harmony with the Tao.
In this discussion, we explore situations where Asian ethical beliefs clash with modern life. 1. Family versus autonomy. People may face a dilemma when they must choose between obeying their family's wishes and pursuing their own desires. 2. Environmental conservation. Balancing old customs with caring for the environment can be dull when traditional practices harm nature. 3. Interpersonal conflict. Applying values like harmony can be tricky when handling conflicts that require being assertive. 4. Modern technology. Using technology while staying ethical, especially on social media, raises issues like privacy and cyberbullying. 5. Global citizenship. Striking a balance between loyalty to one's country and being a responsible global citizen is challenging, especially in issues like immigrations and refugees. 6. Economic inequality. Addressing economic gaps while respecting cultural values can be difficult in fast-changing societies. To navigate these dilemmas, people need to think carefully, reflect on their values, and engage in discussions that bridge tradition and modernity.
It is crucial for interfaith discourse, global citizenship, ethical leadership, and cultural sensitivity to understand Asian ethical traditions within religious contexts. These customs encourage moral behavior by including harmony, balance, virtue, duty, and respect. Religious views are profoundly influenced by ethical standards which reinforce moral norms. These concepts run against ethical problems in modern life, necessitating careful consideration and discussion. Adopting Asian ethical wisdom encourages harmony, compassion, and ethical conduct in a globalized society.
That ends our discussion for today's report. We are hoping you learned something about our discussion. Thank you for listening in.